Again, nice, easy breathing here, day-to-day breath, not manipulating the breath in any sort of way. Just breathing as you normally would. And just sinking your entire body to your mat, letting it all release down. Just let your body get heavy. And take a second to check in and just notice how you feel today. Are you feeling happy, energized, content, good? Maybe a little sad, anxious, nervous. However you feel, just notice it. And we're just going to try to open up this feeling today. However you're showing up today, however you feel, however you are. And see if you can direct your breath between your shoulder blades and feel your upper back expand as you inhale. And exhale, releasing some tension. Inhale, bring that breath into your upper back, your shoulder blades, feeling them expand. And as you exhale, releasing some tension. Continuing to breathe and feel your breath get a little bit deeper, a little bit louder. As you start to activate your Ujjayi breathing. As you breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. Trying to constrict those whisper muscles in the back of your throat, creating that Ujjayi breath. Again, inhaling through your nose. Exhale, release it out. Again, sending your breath into your shoulders, feeling them expand and stretch out. And moving your breath into your lower back, feeling that part of your body lift and stretch as you inhale. And then with each exhale, let go of something you're holding on to. Maybe it's that feeling, maybe it's that thought. Just releasing it. Take another deep breath in through your nose. And as you exhale, open your mouth side out. Nice big deep breath in. Exhale, release it out. And start to bring some movement into your body. Maybe shifting your head from side to side. Really wiggling your fingers, your toes, maybe your shoulders. So you bring them up to your ears and then back down. Just starting to bring some more awareness into your body as you start to waken up. And on your next inhale, go ahead and bring your knees into your chest. And just give your back a little bit of a massage. So bring your knees, maybe kind of creating some circles here with your knees. Going one direction. And then going the other direction. And then pause at center and give your knees a nice big squeeze. Bring your forehead up to your knees. Give yourself a nice big squeeze. And then releasing your upper back down towards the earth. Go ahead and take your hands out to a T. You're going to shift your hips over to the left side and drop your knees down towards the right side. Maybe taking your gaze past the left hand, giving a nice little supine twist here. Nice and gentle to start our practice. If at any point you have thoughts just coming and going, just come back to your breath, focusing all that attention and that awareness to your breathing, to that rise and fall of the chest. Bringing your knees back through center. Go ahead, shift your hips over to the right side. Drop your knees down towards the left. Shifting your gaze past the right hand. Breathing into this space. Maybe this side feels a little bit different. Maybe the side is a little looser, maybe it's a little tighter. And come back through center. Go ahead and plant your feet down, bending those knees. Take your right leg up towards the sky, flexing that foot. And then go ahead and bend the knee, bring that leg across the left thigh. So you're coming into a figure four stretch. So maybe you stay right here, or maybe you take your hands, you wrap them around your left thigh, bringing that left leg in towards your body, making sure you're still flexing both feet. Getting into those hamstrings, quads. Maybe if you were sitting at a desk all day or sitting in a chair being stagnant, this is a really good position to stretch out your back, bring some more blood into the hips. And maybe you stay right here. Maybe you begin to strengthen out or lengthen out your left leg and flexing the foot. And then exhale, draw that leg back down towards the earth. And then take that right leg up towards the sky and then plant it back down. Taking the left leg up towards the sky, flexing that foot, bending it, coming into figure four stretch on the other side. As you inhale, draw those knees closer to your body as you interlace the hands behind the right thigh. Noticing how this side feels. Breathing into those tight spaces. And maybe you stay right here, or maybe you begin to straighten out that right leg, flexing it as if you're going to stamp it up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, go ahead, bring it back down, unbind the legs. Bring your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a great big squeeze as you draw the forehead up to the knees. And then begin to rock back and forth the length of your spine. Just a few times here. So you come all the way up onto your glutes. You're going to cross your ankles and you're going to meet me in a tabletop position. Nice flat back, making sure those shoulders are right stacked on top of the wrists, hips over the knees, starting with a few rounds of our cat and cow. As you inhale, drop that belly, lift that gaze up. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the tailbone under, really rounding that upper back. Inhale, draw the belly down towards the earth. Exhale, rounding that spine. And please feel free to make this your own cat and cow. However that may look like to you. Maybe you're bending deep into the elbows between each cat and cow. Maybe you're adding some side to side movement here. Just take a few rounds of your variation, whatever cat and cow looks like and feels like to you. Getting any kinks out of your body that's needed. Take one more breath here. And then we'll meet a neutral spine. Go ahead and take your left leg out, bending the knee. We're going to take a few rounds here just to open up our hips. So we're just going to begin to bend deeply into the knee and then straighten it out. Deep into the knee, getting really deep into that hip, and then straightening out that leg, just really trying to open up the hips here. Getting some more blood flow into the hips. Again, if you're sitting down at a desk all day, chair. And then from here, I'm going to face this way so you guys can see me better. You're going to go ahead and toe heel the foot out, making sure that foot is parallel to your body. Leg is nice and straight, just a little micro bend in that leg. Then you're going to walk your hands over to the right side. So I'm kind of in a side plank here. So from here, go ahead and bring your hand to your hip. And then go ahead and lift that leg, activating the hip, activating the abs right here, activating the core. From here, we're going to start to flutter that leg up and down. And we're going to be here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Go ahead and bring it back down. Give yourself a breather. Go ahead and extend the left arm overhead. Take that foot off the ground, and from here, working our core. As you inhale, draw the knee to the elbow. Exhale, extending it out. Inhale, draw knee towards elbow. Exhale, extending it out. Good. We'll be here for 3 and 2 and 1. Extending the arm, extending the leg, engaging that core, and then drop the foot down. Softly go ahead, walk your hands back towards that cow position, and then you're going to sink your hips back onto that one heel as if you're doing a child's pose, but with that leg out. And then slowly start to sink your chest down towards the earth, getting a nice little stretch right here. Take one more deep breath in and a deep breath out. Inhale, go ahead, come back up to tabletop, toe heel that leg back in so that knee is right back under the hips. Doing the same thing on the other side. Go ahead, take that right leg outside, bending that knee, getting deep into that hip, opening up that hip, and then extending the leg, getting deep into the hip, and then straightening out that leg. Working on some flexibility here. Take one more breath right here. And then come to stillness. You're going to toe heel that foot out, making sure that foot is parallel to your body. From here, go ahead, walk your hands over to the left side. Your right hand comes down to your hip. And from here, begin to lift that right leg off the ground, flexing that foot. And we'll start to go up and down for 10, 9, good, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, awesome guys, 1. Go ahead and bring it back down, take a breather. And then draw that right arm overhead, take that leg off the ground. And from here, you're gonna take an inhale as the knee comes to the elbow and send it out. Knee comes towards elbow, send it out. Good, 3 more. And 2. Good, really being intentional with every move. Last one, extend the leg, extend the arm. Slowly bringing that foot back down towards the earth, walking the hands back down to center, then sinking your hip back onto the heel, taking your child's pose with that one leg out. On your next inhale, coming up. And go ahead, toe heel your foot back in so that knee is right back under the hips. From here, go ahead and untuck the back toes, send the hips up and back, coming to your downward facing dog. Really spreading those fingertips out wide, pushing the ground away from you. Taking a little slight bend in the knees. Maybe you pedal out the feet here. Do any move that might feel good to you in your body, getting any kinks out. letting the head hang heavy. Really getting that tailbone up towards the sky. We'll be here for 5 breaths. So noticing your thoughts here, what's coming through your mind. And just releasing it. On your next inhale, you're going to come on, you're going to come up onto the balls of your toes, and you're going to slowly, as if you're covered in honey, slowly rolling out to a high plank, really engaging the core here. And then you're going to bend the knees again, take that tailbone up to the sky, rounding the spine, taking a few little body rolls here, again, as if you're covered in honey, and every single move is so intentional, so slow. Moving through this as you bend the knees, take that tailbone up towards the sky as you come back to downward facing dog, and then rolling your body towards your high plank. Take a few more rounds of this movement. Again, taking your variation, you're more than welcome to come down onto your knees if that feels better for your wrists. And then we'll all eventually meet in downward facing dog. Whenever you get there, there is no rush. On your next inhale, come to the balls of your toes, and then slowly rock to high plank. Moving through our first round of chaturanga. As you exhale, go ahead and slowly bend the elbows as they hug into your body, as if you're doing a tricep push-up, and slowly release your body towards the ground. Untuck your toes. And then from here, keeping your hands right under your shoulders. As you inhale, take a baby cobra. As you lift the chest, lift the gaze. Exhale, release it back down. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the gaze. Exhale, release it back down. One more time, inhaling it up. Maybe this time you take your hands with you. Exhale, release it back down. Good. And then just take a moment here and take your forehead down towards the earth. Take your hands out to a T. And now go ahead and take your right cheek towards the earth. From here, you're going to take your left leg. So go ahead and take your left leg up towards the sky. And you're going to start to roll onto your right hip until your left leg reaches towards the back. Taking a nice little twist right here. So you're coming up onto your right shoulder, your right hip. And maybe the left hands come onto little tents, like as if you're holding a cupcake where there's a cupcake under your hand. You don't want to squish it. So coming up onto your fingertips. Breathing into this space. And then slowly begin to roll your body back through center. Bring your forehead back down towards the earth. And then take your left cheek down towards the mat. And then slowly begin to roll onto your left hip. Take that right leg up and over, coming onto your left shoulder. And then maybe taking those your right fingers coming onto your fingertips. Breathing into this space. And slowly release it, coming back down through center. Taking your forehead to the floor. And then walking your hands right under your shoulders. Slowly pressing yourself up through tabletop, and then tucking the back toes, send those hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a few moments here to breathe into this pose. On your next inhale, take your gaze to the top of your mat, and then walk your feet to your hands. Halfway lift to a nice flat back, hands come onto your shins. As you exhale, fold forward. Take a big, deep bend in those knees. As you inhale, slowly, slowly, with every inch of your body, begin to rise up to your mountain pose. And once you get there, go ahead and take your shoulders up to your ears and roll them back down. Take your shoulders up to your ears and roll them back down. One more time. Inhaling up. Exhale back down. As you inhale, take your hands up towards the ceiling. Interlace the fingers. And then from here, bring your hands right in front of you. So the palms are facing you, your fingers are interlaced. And then go ahead and round your spine, really spreading apart those shoulder blades. As you inhale, go ahead and flip your palms over, reaching up towards the sky. Exhale, palms are facing you, really round that upper back. Shoulder blades are spreading apart. Inhale, palms are facing towards the ceiling. Lengthen right here. Exhale, rounding that back. Palms are facing towards you. One more time. Inhaling up. Exhale, rounding that spine. Inhale, unbind the hands. Arm comes up overhead. As you exhale, fold forward. Take a nice big deep bend in those knees. Taking ragdoll here. So maybe you're taking opposite elbows and then let your head hang heavy. Let it all release down. Maybe you're swaying from side to side. Taking a few more breaths right here. Maybe nodding your head yes, and nodding your head no. And then yes again to end on a positive note. And then release the hands down towards the earth if you had them interlaced. Inhale to a halfway lift, nice flat back. Exhale, folding forward. As you inhale, go ahead, step back, downward facing dog, moving through chaturanga. Inhale, take your gaze in between your hands, rolling out high plank. Belly button in, nice flat back. As you exhale, bend the elbows as they hug into your body. Inhale to baby cobra, upward facing dog. Lift the chest, lift the heart. Untuck those toes. Roll those shoulders back and down. As you exhale, tuck the back toes, send the hips up and back, downward facing dog. As you inhale, take your gaze to the top of your mat. Walk your feet to your hands. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, fold it down. Inhale, rise up, mountain pose. Exhale, this time go ahead and take cactus arms. So you're gonna bend the elbows here. You're gonna bend the elbows, lift the chest up towards the ceiling, gaze comes up. Inhale, arms come up overhead. As you exhale, take that little baby back bend, really bend those elbows, spread those fingertips apart. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, rise up. As you exhale, fold forward. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, fold it down. Your next inhale, either go ahead and meet me in downward facing dog or take your variation of chaturanga. You choose. This is your practice. We'll all meet back in downward facing dog whenever you get there. On your next inhale, go ahead and take your right foot up towards the ceiling. Bend the knee, stack open the hip, flex that foot. Really still making sure that your shoulders are squared. And then go ahead and take some knee circles here. Again, working to open up the hip. And either staying right here, or maybe you decide to flip your dog. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, how you flip your dog, you come into a side plank, so you're going to shift all of your weight onto your left wrist, your left leg, and that top leg comes behind you. You're going to plant it down, and then you're going to lift the hips up towards the sky, and then that right arm extends out in front of you. Nice job, guys. Nice and strong legs, nice and strong core, arms. Breathing into this pose, noticing what thoughts are coming here. Take one more deep breath in. And then as you exhale, meeting me in the three-legged dog, reaching that right leg up towards the ceiling as you inhale. As you exhale, step it through in between your hands. Rising up, warrior two. Bending deep into that right knee, making sure that knee is stacked on top of your ankle. That back foot is parallel to the short edge of your mat. Reaching from fingertip to fingertip. Shoulders are away from the ears. As you inhale, straighten out that front knee, arms come overhead. As you exhale, bend deep into the warrior two. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, warrior two. Moving with your breath at your pace. Bringing some heat to the body. We'll be here for 3 more breaths. And then we'll all eventually meet back in warrior two. And bending deep into that front knee. And then taking your reverse warriors, you slide that left arm behind your back leg, reaching up and over with the right arm. Still bending deep through that front knee. And then as you exhale, you're going to cartwheel your hands down to the floor. That left hand is going to plant on the instep of the right foot. That right hand is going to reach up towards the sky. So a little twisted high lunge. Sorry, twisted low lunge. Nice, guys. Breathing into this space. And then go ahead, release that right hand to frame the foot. Coming into that low lunge, making sure that belly is not sinking down onto that front quad, really engaging the core here. As you exhale, go ahead and straighten out that front leg. Coming into pyramid legs, and then go ahead and bend that front knee, lift the chest, lift the gaze. Exhale, straighten the leg, drop your gaze. Bend the knee as you inhale, lift the chest, lift the gaze. One more time. And then coming back to that low lunge. From here, go ahead, plant those hands back down. Bring your knee in towards the chest and send it back out, downward facing dog, either staying right here or moving through your vinyasa flow. And whatever you choose, this is your practice. And we'll all eventually meet back in downward facing dog whenever you get there. And on your next inhale, you're going to take your left foot up towards the ceiling. Flex that foot, bend the knee, stack the hip, and then making some hip circles right here. Opening up that hip. Again, making sure that there's equal amount of weight onto your wrists, your shoulders, squaring those shoulders. And then either staying right here, maybe you flip your dog on the other side. As you bring that leg behind you and you bring your hips up towards the sky, left arm reaches out in front of you. Breathing into this pose. Using your breath as power, as strength. One more big deep breath in. And big deep breath out. Meeting me back in three-legged dog. Left leg reaches up towards the sky. As you inhale, lift it up a little bit higher. As you exhale, step it through. Rise up, warrior two. Bending deep through that front knee. Again, making sure that knee is stacked on top of the ankle. Getting those shoulders away from the ears. As you inhale, bring your arms up overhead. As you exhale, warrior two. Inhale, straighten out that front leg. Bring your arms overhead. Exhale, warrior two. Moving with your breath at your pace. One more breath, and we'll all meet back in warrior two. Reversing your warrior as you bring that right arm behind the back leg, down and back. Inhale the left arm up and back. Still bending deep into that front knee, creating some length, creating some space. And then cartwheel your hands down towards the earth. That right hand is on the instep of the left foot. Left arm reaches up for a twisted low lunge. Engaging the core here, engaging the glutes, the legs. This is too much on your neck. You're more than welcome to take your gaze down towards the earth. And as you exhale, take that left hand down to frame the foot. Coming into this low lunge, bring your chest forward, your gaze forward. As you exhale, go ahead, straighten out that front leg, nice flat back. Inhale, bend deep into that front knee, low lunge. Exhale, straighten out that front leg, nice flat back. Moving with your breath. Creating some space, some flexibility here. One more breath. Meeting me in low lunge. Planting those hands down. Bring the knee towards the chest. Send it back. Downward facing dog, either staying right here or moving through your Vinyasa flow, your Chaturanga. And on your next inhale, take your gaze to the top of your mat. Walk your feet to your hands. Halfway lift, nice flat back. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, slowly rising up as you round that back. You let your arms and your head hang heavy until you slowly roll up, bringing the shoulders up to the ears and rolling them back down. And shoulders coming up to the ears. And then rolling them back down. One more time. Good. All right, we're gonna get into our balancing series here. So we're gonna go ahead and plant down the left leg, and we're gonna take tree pose here. So with your the sole of the right foot, it's gonna come either to your calf, or maybe you take some support from your hand, and maybe you take the sole of the right foot up towards the inner thigh here, never your knee. So you take your variation right here, and then just find a point that you can focus on, your drishti, right? This is not easy. Working on your balance. Maybe you take your hands overhead to help you balance. Focus on that one point. It's okay to wobble. Trees always wobble. And if maybe you want to challenge yourself a little bit more, maybe you start to take your gaze off that drishti point, and then you start to follow it along the wall. So maybe slowly coming up towards the ceiling where both walls meet. Just lifting your head, lifting your gaze. Just playing around here. Just challenging your balance a little bit more. Going a little bit further. And then from here, go ahead and bring your hands back down. And then you're gonna take your knee and you're gonna point it right in front of you, still making sure you're not dropping that leg. You're gonna bring it up, flexing the foot, engaging the core. Here, I'll face this way so you guys can see what I'm doing. And then from here, go ahead and take it to a figure 4. So go ahead and bring that leg across the left leg, the left thigh, and then you're gonna sink your hips down. Maybe taking your hands to prayer. Your left leg should be burning right now. You got it. Again, flexing that right foot. Find your drishti, making sure the shoulders are away from the ears. Noticing your thoughts right here. You are not quitting. It doesn't burn that much. You got it, guys. The mind is so powerful. Use your breath as power. Take one more big, deep breath in. Big, deep breath out. Go ahead and straighten out that right leg, that leg that's on top. Straighten it out. You're going to cross it so that right ankle is going to be over the left ankle. Yep, crossing ankles here. Reach your arms overhead. As you exhale, folding forward. Let your head hang heavy. You can take a micro bend in those knees, making this as comfortable as possible. And then from here, we're gonna come into standing half splits. So go ahead and plant that right foot down. That left leg is gonna come up towards the sky here, flexing that foot, making sure you're still keeping your hips nice and squared. Maybe your hands are out right in front of you. Maybe you move them to your ankle. Whatever you choose. Nice job, guys. Take one more big deep breath in. And a deep breath out. As you exhale, go ahead and bring that left leg to meet the right. And then toe heel the feet apart. Bring your belly to your upper thighs, taking gorilla. So we're gonna take our palms under our feet here. Really big, deep bend in the knees, deep bend in the elbows. Let the head hang heavy. And slowly begin to take the hands out from underneath the legs. Inhale to a nice flat back. As you exhale, fold forward. As you inhale, step it back, coming into your downward facing dog, moving through your vinyasa flow. And then we'll all eventually meet in child's pose. Whenever you get there, the knees are going to come out wide. The hips are going to sink down towards the heels. Arms are going to come straight out in front of you. Really pressing the palms down towards the earth, elbows. Maybe those elbows come off the ground. On your next inhale, coming up through tabletop, and then tuck the back toes, send the hips up and back, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, take your gaze to the top of your mat. Walk, step, or hop. Halfway lift when you get there. As you exhale, fold it down. Inhale, slowly rising up, mountain pose. Arms come overhead. And as you exhale, take your arms by your side. Moving to the next side of tree pose. So go ahead and stabilize that right leg, planting it down. And then taking the sole of the left foot, either putting on the inner right calf or the inner right thigh. You choose your variation here. And again, focusing on that one point that's not moving your drishti. And maybe your hands stay by your sides. Or maybe they come up towards the ceiling. And again, just be okay with wobbling. Trees wobble. Be okay with not always having to be perfect, not always having to know how to do everything or be good at everything. Just be okay with where your body's at today and finding some grace and some gratitude that you have a body that can move, that can balance, that can show up to yoga today. Take one more breath here. And then slowly bring your hands right back down. And then you're going to bring your knee in towards center, flexing that foot, engaging the core right here. And then go ahead and take that left leg across the right thigh, sink down into your hips, coming into that figure four stretch. Maybe the hands are out in front of you, or maybe they're at heart center. And flexing that foot. Give her one more breath. And then as you exhale, go ahead and straighten out that right leg and then straighten out that left leg and send it down. So the left ankle's in front of the right ankle as the legs are crossed. Inhale the arms up. As you exhale, folding forward. Coming into half splits on the other side. Go ahead and plant that left foot down and then take your right foot overhead here, making sure those hips are nice and squared. Full foot is flexing down, so the toe should be pointed down towards the earth. And then taking your variation here with your hands. So maybe They're right out in front of you, extended, or maybe they start to crawl towards your foot, towards your ankle, taking your gaze towards your foot. Taking one more big deep breath in, and a big deep breath out. Go ahead and release that right foot to meet the left foot. Taking a forward fold as you release it all down. And then toe heel your feet apart and start to sink your hips all the way down, coming into Malasana, yogi squat. If this is too much on your hips, maybe you bring a block under your sits bones, sitting up nice and tall here. Hands come to heart center as the thumb knuckles press against the sternum. Taking a moment here, maybe you start to rock from side to side as we open up those hips even more. Notice the spaces that feel some tension, some tightness, and then sending some breath that way, some space. And then slowly go ahead and take your hands behind you and slowly start to bring your sits bones down towards the earth. Planting the feet down, bending the knees. Take your hands right out in front of you. And nice and slowly, really start to round the back, engaging the core. Slowly, slowly, slowly bring your back all the way down towards the earth. Trying to avoid that flop at the ends, really engaging the core. And then slowly release it down, extending the legs out in front of you, extending the arms. Take a nice long stretch here, maybe interlacing the hands. And then bring your knees in toward your chest once again. Give yourself a nice big squeeze. And planting the tailbone down. Taking the knees out wide, hips out wide, flexing the feet. Coming into your happy baby, grabbing the outer edges of the feet. Maybe you stay in stillness here. Maybe you rock from side to side. Maybe you decide to straighten one leg out, bending the other. Whatever feels good to you right here. Trying to get that tailbone down towards the earth. And then go ahead and bring your knees back in through center. Maybe you take them around, creating some circles here, releasing any tension in the lower spine. And then slowly begin to release your body all the way down towards the floor, just making your body feel heavy. Palms are facing up, feet are coming out wide, just letting them naturally drop towards their sides. Coming into our final resting pose, Shavasana, also called corpse pose. And I want you to take a moment here to tense every single part of your body up. From your toes all the way to your face. I want you to take a second to really tense everything, make fists with your hands. Really flex every single part of your body. Scrunch your face. And as you exhale, release it out. I want you to do that one more time. As you inhale, I want you to flex and tighten every single part of your body. Scrunch your face. And exhale, release it out. Just take a moment here in stillness where you have nothing to do and nowhere to be, but right here. Take a big deep breath in through your nose and exhale it out. Take another big deep breath in. Exhale, release it out. Starting to bring awareness back inside. Maybe moving your head from side to side, wiggling the toes and the fingers. And then maybe taking your hands overhead, taking a nice full body stretch. And whenever you're ready, making your way over to your favorite side, meeting in fetal position. Maybe using the bicep as a little pillow for under your head. And taking your time. Just taking this moment, this last moment that you're laying down. Just thank yourself for showing up today and thank yourself for taking some time to just be. It's so hard for us humans to just sit in stillness and silence and move slow and just be. And then using the palm of your hand, slowly press yourself up into an easy seat, sitting up nice and tall, still keeping the eyes closed. And then bring your shoulders up to your ears and go ahead and roll them back down. Inhale the shoulders up to your ears, roll them back down. Inhaling up again and rolling them back down. As you inhale, take your arms overhead, palms come to touch. As you exhale, bring those hands through your heart center. Bowing your chin down to your chest. And taking this moment to thank yourself one more time for showing up for you. Bring your thumb knuckles up to your third eye center, your seat of knowledge and intuition. Taking this time here to thank you for showing up and for sharing your practice with me and for letting me guide you this evening. Namaste. Thank you so much, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. And if you guys ever have any suggestions or anything that you want to have in class, please feel free to say it in the little comment section of the post or the yoga post, because we're always wanting to just do this for you guys. So thanks again, and I hope you guys have an awesome night. Bye, guys.